Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to.
Unpopular hip-hop opinions, because twice this Chaeyoung is getting a solo. No thanks.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Why?
1. Does
Why?
Twice's Chaeyoung really need a solo debut? She's dropping her first EP later this year. Not exactly shocking. Nayeon's had 2 solos. Jihyo dropped hers. Soyu got her long overdue fan pleaser. The Japanese unit has been releasing regularly. Jonghyun already said she's not interested, and Dayeon's clearly eyeing an acting lane. That leaves Chaeyoung as the last member without a solo. So this announcement was inevitable. That said, I don't really care at all. Not everyone is built for a solo career, and Chaeyoung hasn't exactly proven she has the stage presence or energy to carry one. She barely puts effort into her 2 lines during group stages. You want me to sit through 3 full minutes of that? Absolutely not. And I'm still not over the t-shirt scandal. I haven't looked at her the same since. And while we're here, let me say it straight. Stop asking me to review.
Oh, okay, so I guess we're moving on to Kiss of Life. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know her, so it's hard to say. But there are okay, I'm not saying she is one of those, but there are some people that they don't need solo. It's okay. They're fillers in the group. So fillers don't need no solo careers. They're there to fill because for whatever reason they decided you need to have 11 members in the group.
But
So
damn.
I mean, if she's one of the fillers, I mean,
To
it's
say
okay.
that so like
Uh,
proudly, like she doesn't need one.
I know, because it's really not everybody needs a solo.
Mhm.
I mean, you're not IU for a reason, right? IU is a soloist. You're part of a group. Some people can break out of the group, become soloists. Some people just meant to be part of the group. If she, again, I don't know her, so I'm not saying she's one of those. But if she is, yeah, she don't need no solo.
Kiss of Life's new comeback. I've given them enough airtime. I already said what needed to be said during their controversy, and I'm not giving them another PR cleanse by pretending nothing happened. And honestly, it looks like they got off untouched. Their new EP sold 21K on day 1, which is barely a dip compared to their last release at 25K. A 4,000 difference after a scandal? That's nothing. And then they did another 25K on day 2. So 46K in 2 days. Where's the boycott? Nowhere apparently. And the worst part? The song's charting well too, so I guess the half-baked apologies worked. Accountability lasts about 2 business days. Speaking of accountability, the Black label clearly deleted the word from their vocabulary. Not a single statement, not even a recycled PR line about the backlash surrounding All Day Project's member Tarzan. They're just plowing ahead with teaser rollout.
What backlash? The only backlash there is she was complaining that she don't like what? That he follows Tory Lanez and that he dresses in hip hop style? Like that deserves that's backlash? What do they need to say about that?
Outs like nothing's wrong. New photos showing Tarzan still proudly wearing the braids. After all the noise, after the rightful accusations
Oh
of
my
cultural appropriation,
goodness.
he's still serving Korean man cosplaying blackness for clout like it's a brand. It's intentional at this point. Even Youngso's teaser just confirmed what people already saw in leaked photos. Same outfit, same hair, same setting. So those pics floating around of her first public appearance days ago? That was her teaser. Now let's talk Annie Moon again. After my last takedown, some people said I was being too harsh, that judging her just for being the Samsung heiress isn't fair because she's apparently been training for a while. Okay, noted. But here's the thing. Even if she's talented, there's still a massive issue. You're putting someone with literal billionaire-level influence into a K-pop group like it's normal. Do y'all understand what kind of unchecked power that gives her? That's not just privilege, it's dominance. This is a girl who could tank the Black label if they pissed her.
It's gonna be interesting to see the dynamic, because I do feel like it does kind of distribute the power differently.
What she says about this girl, I agree, but this is not backlash though. This is just the fact.
You were saying that, oh, it's good to have,
To me, this is a
because you
great
think her
business
money
move.
means it's their money too.
Yes, because
I don't think so.
I think if they're gonna need
I think
investment
it
for
becomes,
promo, she's gonna ask the grandparents, and grandparents gonna break down a couple million.
yeah, but when you take money from her, it's gonna be like under her terms
Of
too.
course, so you
So
know
the
she's gonna
group,
get
they
her
make
solo.
so this group is really just for her.
Okay, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. But you might end up making so much money with this group that the next group you can fund by yourself. Like you just burn one group for money. Like it's not the end
I
of the
wonder
world.
how the dynamics in that group is gonna pan out.
Yeah, and you know, I'm of course assuming the worst case scenario, the best case scenario, the group is gonna do great and the money is gonna keep flowing and she don't even need the money. But I'm saying if the group is gonna be in the hole, she's gonna call up the grandparents and
gonna
the
be
grandparents gonna fund it.
It's gonna be a Beyonce situation in Destiny's Child, because in Destiny's Child, her Beyonce's parents were the ones who were really like managing and getting the girls all together, and Beyonce had these friends who classmates who got into a group together to perform, and it's supposed to be equals, but you can
And
tell
it
it's not
worked out
equals.
great.
Well,
It worked out great for
you
all of
think
them.
for all of them?
Come on, Kelly Rowland has a good, successful solo career.
Like
Beyonce,
Beyonce?
obviously.
Like
No, no.
Beyonce?
Beyonce is one of a
She's
kind.
like the front person.
Okay, but
But
Kelly has a respectable solo career.
sure, but do you not think that because Beyonce was heavily pushed as the focus, as the front, that helped her career even more?
No, she was a star.
So Kelly wasn't a star. What about Michelle?
I mean, I don't know, no Michelle. She definitely no star.
I
Kelly,
just think that if you have a focus, obviously everyone's gonna put their energy into that person. You're gonna see that person more because you look for that person more.
okay, so
That's the
what?
way it's
I'm
gonna pan
confused.
out.
What do you want them to do? You wanted to drop the rich girl? Why?
No, I'm just saying to you that just because it's her money, if you want to say it's for also the group, you have to understand that's gonna come
With
with
strings
a
attached,
cost.
of
Yeah.
course. Everybody understands that, but that's not the
hmm
problem here. I don't see that's problematic at all.
I do when it comes to control. Like how you want this group to pan out
I
with your vision,
mean,
because then might as well she be like the director and everything for the group. Because you're saying why does it matter where the money comes from? I don't think that label, is it a struggling label?
I don't know their finances.
Mm.
But I mean, somebody funds the project either way, though.
Yeah.
So somebody pulls the strings either way. Why does it matter that it's her grandparents pulling the strings? She's gonna get pushed more,
Because
sure she will,
then
but at least these 5 people get an opportunity to be in a group. Because without her, there might be no opportunity to be in the group without that money. So the
you don't
trade-off is there's no group,
you don't
or
see an issue with that? I'd rather be in a group where I have a chance to, if I want to be a star, I could be a star. Not by default already the setup is like you in the background.
well, it's your job to outshine that person if you manage to
Yeah,
do
and you
that.
don't think that person will find it a problem and try to, okay, this person cut.
They're
You
not.
taking
They're
my
not. They're
money?
not cutting a person
Cut.
from the group.
Not cut, but like reduce parts.
Well, that's your job to shine through the reduced parts. You and some people
That
can
means
shine through the reduced
that
parts.
means your job becomes 10
It
times
it does.
harder.
It does become hard. I agree, but they can still shine. I don't have a
It's
problem with that.
it's
Her off. That's not an exaggeration. Her family has enough pull to make calls that end careers, shelve groups, and move corporate mountains. That kind of power doesn't just exist in the background. It shapes how she's treated, marketed, and protected.
yeah.
Pretending she's just another trainee is
Yeah.
delusional. And
It
honestly, the
is
more I look at this whole
delusional.
setup,
Nobody's pretending she's
It's
just another
delusional,
trainee.
and
We are acknowledging.
I wouldn't want to be in a group.
That's
with that.
okay. But these 5 people, these 4 people want to be with her.
Listen. This personality, the mindset that you are comfortable to be in a group with that person is if you're a person that doesn't want to work hard to be the best, you want to just get by. So if the others want to get by, oh, this is a perfect person to align yourself, because no matter what, her grandparents are gonna make sure she succeeds if this is what she wants to do.
Yes, that
But
means the
if
group is
you
going to succeed.
But if you want to actually work hard and, have passion in what you do and not, be just a body, this is going to be a problem.
I don't think so.
I disagree.
the more convinced I am that all day. Project isn't even a permanent group. Look at the name. It's giving project group from the jump. Rumors are flying that Teddy's planning to debut separate boy and girl groups later, but didn't want to do it too close to Meow's debut. So instead he took the leftover trainees and bundled them into this co-ed side project to test the waters and build early exposure. Drop some EPs, squeeze some money out of them and then split them off into proper lineups later. And honestly, that makes perfect sense. This isn't a group built to last. This is a strategic holding tank for trainees they don't want to waste. They're giving these kids a soft launch under a fake group name just to see who pops off and who pulls numbers. That's why the concept feels all over the place, and why the lineup feels like it was chosen by a marketing algorithm. It's not a debut, it's a trailer for what comes next. 4. Karina's Waterbomb Soul 2025 appearance is officially confirmed, and so is the collective internet side-eye. It's her first
This
solo
is her
stage since the
solo?
political controversy blew up in her face. And while some are
Oh.
pretending this performance means Korea has moved on, the comment sections say otherwise. Under all the recent announcements, there's a landfill of Korean netizens still dragging her through the mud over her leanings. But politics aside, what's the set list even gonna be? Girly has exactly 2 solo tracks, Menagerie and Up. Unless she plans to do a solo remix medley of Espa songs, this feels more like a Sprite branding obligation than an artistic statement. And speaking of being overbooked and undersupported, let's talk about SM's latest nonsense. Espa's new tour just
Yeah, I don't know what you do with her solo perform. She has, as she said,
I
as
don't know how she booked.
She has 2 songs. Well, how are you gonna do a solo
Maybe
with 2 songs?
maybe it's not like a solo performance in meaning that she's the only act, and maybe there's another act that will follow her.
Maybe G Dragon gonna come on and she's dance with him. I don't, I don't fucking know. Like,
Mm.
what we doing?
Just got announced and fans are already ready to riot. Why? Because their last tour ended in March. That's a 3-month turnaround between international stages, world tour burnout, and being shoved straight into another one. And don't forget, they weren't exactly chilling between tours either. Then we have the dirty work comeback.
Yeah, Espa single-handedly carrying the whole label. It's a fact at this point. Like, SM would be bankrupt without Espa because the way they're working these girls is crazy. Like, they just toured. The tour was bad. The performances sucked. They still pushing them. Like, the girls clearly needed rest. They said, no, fuck the rest. Go on again on a tour. Might as well bring out Navis.
Solo gigs, SM Town concerts in London, and prepping for another mini album later this year. Mize are rightfully pissed. Karina had to miss chunks of the Japan tour last year due to some hushed up medical issue, and Ningning collapsed from dehydration during rehearsal. Let me repeat that, collapsed. And now SM thinks it's cute to drop another tour that's already kicking off with 3 Korean shows and 10 in Japan. The last one ran 43 shows across 3 continents in under 8 months. And somehow the company looked at that and said, let's do it all again, but faster. It's all about milking the Armageddon and Whiplash buzz for every last one before SM pivots to pimping out Hearts 2 Hearts. Tour fatigue? Health risks? Who cares? As long as the money flows, Espa could be performing with IV bags and SM would still call it a special concept stage. And it's not just them, every group is being worked into the dirt. Hive treats and hyping like nomads with microphones. They've been on tour since debut with barely enough time to wash their stage outfits.
Which is the
Every company
group-
now thinks a 2-month
Which is the group that wanted tickets, complaining about tickets, that they have to pay for their own tickets.
Well, Idol.
Oh.
gap between tours is rest. We're watching idols crash, faint, and disappear from schedules. But as long as fans keep buying tickets, nothing's gonna change. 5. Let's talk about Hearts 2 Hearts education. Fans recently discovered that 7 out of 8 members of Hearts 2 Hearts dropped out of middle school. Not high school, middle school. The only one who
What?
actually completed high school is the Indonesian member Carmen.
Middle school,
Meanwhile,
wow.
Stella, who's Canadian Korean, dropped out of high school too. The rest? They stopped showing up to classrooms after age 13 or 14. These girls are currently
Oh.
between 15 and 19 years old. And already most of them have zero formal education beyond elementary school.
They can
This
do
isn't
that?
some one-off incident.
I mean, I think they're supposed to get education while training, but you know, that education while training can just be, you know, like a F level education, just some bullshit that as long as there's some sort of they just pass you for whatever, you know.
I'm starting to feel like that's intentional.
I
to
think so,
control
too.
the girls.
I think so too. I think they do that intentionally so idols are dumb as fuck and they don't know any
Yeah.
better. I think so.
It's a direct reflection of K-pop's obsession with debuting kids who are barely old enough to understand the industry, let alone survive it. And the worst part? The system enables this. Companies don't technically force them to drop out, but they manipulate the heck out of them until they choose to. Think back to what V Cha's KG exposed about JYP. She flat out said that the staff would pit trainees against each other, gaslight them into staying late, and shame them for having any priorities outside of training. Imagine a 14-year-old being told, "Did you see Patricia over there? She dropped out of school, trains 36 hours a day, never complains, doesn't even eat, and she's basically guaranteed her debut." What do you think that does to a kid's brain? You think they're going to choose school after that? Some of these girls are shipped in from other countries with no language skills, no support system, and dumped into a training schedule that eats up their entire day. Training isn't a cute after-school hobby. It's 12 to 14 hours a day, every day. And yes, we're talking about minors. How are you supposed to go to school, do homework, learn a new language, and train under that schedule? You can't, and companies know that. They depend on it. It's structured in a way that makes education feel like a burden, like something holding you back. So these kids drop out. They're not stupid, they're just desperate. They're being taught that making it in K-pop is worth sacrificing everything else. But here's the reality no one wants to say out loud. Most of them won't make it. What happens when they hit 20 or 22 and they've aged out of the trainee appeal? What happens when they never debut, or get booted during scandals, or the group quietly disbands? What do you fall back
Do you
on when
go
you've got
back
no
to
diploma,
school?
no mark?
No,
You
you
go
go
to the-
work at the cafe shop like the Kim Suron, whatever, Kim Seiron, because she couldn't get probably like a job because she had no education, so she went to work in a cafe shop. Which again, nothing wrong working at the cafe shop. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but there's a ceiling what type of jobs you can do in terms of your career if you stop being an idol. You know.
Marketable skills, and your training consisted of memorizing dance routines that don't even qualify you to be a professional choreographer or backup dancer. K-pop training
Also, to be fair, it's never too late to get education too. So just because you know you're 21 and you're out of idolism,
Yeah, you could
you,
go
can-
back
you
to
can
school.
always get a GED and get your associate's degree, get your profession, and you know, advance
Do you
your
have to
career.
do
So
middle
it's-
school or like?
You can probably place out of it if you study at by yourself. Take a placement test.
I never heard of someone not finishing middle school.
My great grandmother only finished elementary.
Why?
I mean, she had land to work. That was the times back then. You know, she only 4 classes she only took. Yeah.
Oh.
Doesn't prepare you for the real world. It doesn't teach you to
That's
build
not
your own
easy.
choreo, write your own songs, or run your own brand. It teaches you how to hit marks, lip sync cleanly, and follow instructions. It trains obedience, not independence. And when the lights go off, you're left with nothing but a list of things you missed out on. Even if you're signed to a big label like SM, you're not immune. Sure, Hearts to Hearts has corporate backing and is positioned for success, but what if something goes wrong? What if a scandal hits and one of them gets dropped? They're not protected, there's no fallback plan, no one's handing them a diploma and a backup job. And that's what makes this whole setup so predatory. It looks like opportunity, but it's built on isolating young kids from the one thing that could guarantee them long-term security: education. 6. Hive just posted a warning on Elise Seraphim's Weverse account, basically telling fans to cut the slander and stop harassing the members or risk getting blacklisted. And honestly, the fact that they even had to say this on a paid platform is embarrassing in itself.
Well, so two things. One, what are we dragging them for now? I didn't see anything that that should cause dragging. Second of all, I'm very happy that they're taking stand on business and willing to lose money over it, because if they're banning the customers, they can't charge them anymore, so that means reduce income, but that needs to be done. So I'm happy that they're taking that stance, that they're prioritizing the idols over money.
Imagine paying for a subscription just to talk trash. That's delusional behavior with a credit card attached. If you're gonna hate, at least do it somewhere free. This isn't even Twitter where the mess is
I mean, if you're going, hey, pay the money, shit, why not?
complimentary. These people are paying for access just to be vile. But here's the real question. Why is Hive still bothering with these soft warnings? Skip the passive-aggressive statements and start hitting with defamation charges. These trolls are paying customers. That means their identity is tied to their Weverse account. They're traceable, prosecutable, and not anonymous. So hit them with those lawsuits already. 7. Isna's comeback beep is
I mean, it depends what they're saying. Maybe it's not easy to, like, if somebody, again, defamation is making a public statement as a fact that somebody did something or somebody is something. If you come in on the Vverse and say, "Oh, you ugly," I don't think that's defamation. That's an insult, but that's not no defamation. Now,
The way you said it sounds like a fact, though.
it's an opinion, but now if you go on Twitter and post, say, "Oh, Chaeyoung slept with this person," that's defamation. So
what happens when a pop song gets trapped in a Hello Kitty filter and forgets to come out. I felt nothing, just soft cutesy sounds pretending to be personality. From the opening note, Beep feels like it was designed in a marketing meeting titled "What Will Go Viral on Cute Talk?" You can practically hear the checklist being ticked off. Breathly sweet vocals? Check. Random blip sound that's supposed to be fun? Check. A chorus that sounds like a microwave starting up? Tragically check. Like, please, enough with this genre of synthetic baby talk pop. It's not quirky, it's not charming, it's infantilization in 4/4 time. K-pop is supposed to be evolving, not looping the same sparkly commercial 300 times with different wigs and new brand deals. The vocals aren't the issue, the girls can sing, but the song forces them into this hollow candy floss box, where no syllable dares to stretch, no note wants to grow. It's all kept tight, polished and sanitized, like it's scared of offending anyone who isn't 13 and holding a bubble tea.
Bubba tea.
gnarly. She's right. I agree with everything she said, but the song is not bad though.
Yeah.
We can both like the song and criticizing for having expecting more. Like the same with gnarly. Like there's a lot of criticism, but also the song is kind of catchy. So you can do both, and I think her criticism is valid. But the song is not bad. Kind of I feel like felt Isna vibe. Fit the vibes. Similar vibe to their previous song. So kind of exactly what you would expect out of them. So I don't have a problem with it.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, 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 share as much kindness as possible.